Hello television viewers, my name is Nick. Thank you so much for joining me once again on my channel. Today, we are doing a project that is very near and dear to my heart because I love chewing gum so f***ing much I could scream. I kind of am screaming, so maybe I should chill out. I love gum. I don't know what to tell you. Ever since I was a teenager, I go through periods of time where I don't chew as much gum, and then I go through periods of time where I'm chewing a straight up pack of gum a day. I'm gonna be saying the word gum in this video a lot, so just get ready for that. Gum. So what does my love of gum have to do with today's video? If it wasn't already obvious, today we are going to be making our own bubble gum. Can you even? I have here the Scientific Explorer Bubblegum Factory. Look at those illustrated children. They're like having a ball learning the science behind gum. Make fruity, sour, minty gum. Hopefully not all of those flavors in the same gum, but maybe. If you follow my stories on Snapchat or Instagram, then you saw just a few minutes ago I had 3 toys that I got in the mail today and I didn't know which ones I was gonna play with first. So I asked you guys in the story and this was your answer. And I'm so excited because this is the one I was hoping you would pick. So I have 2 other toys that I will show you at the end of this video so you can let me know which you'd like to see me play with next. But if you wanna be right there on the front lines with me, I would definitely suggest following me on Snapchat and Instagram. I update that stuff every day. The link to those profiles will be in the description below. But today, we're making gum. If you're into unboxing videos, crafts, toys, things of that nature, then give this video a thumbs up so that I know to make more. But if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you join the crew that helps me put these videos together by letting me know what you want to see next. We have a lot of fun, but now it's gum time. Why am I holding 2 beverages? It's a little late to be drinking coffee. Let's open this guy up. Let me get my scissors. Let me get my scissors. You guys know how much I love using scissors. That's just one of the many reasons I am like a toddler. I have no idea how involved this kit is gonna be. Ooh. First thing out, a booklet. Also, real quick, I'm reading the nutrition information on this box. Serving sizes per container, 44. That means that this can potentially make 44 pieces of gum. That's a lot. So let's see what's in here that would help us with that. Ooh, powder. And gum pellets. That's the base itself that will either be melted or somehow kneaded into a dough that we make the gum out of. Flavoring packets. Watermelon flavor, blueberry flavor, mint flavor. There we have citric acid. For those of you who don't know, that's like a sugar that's distilled from citrus fruits. And it's acidic, which is what gives sour candy its sourness. The dust on the outside of like Sour Patch Kids, that's usually a mixture of citric acid and confectioner sugar, which is also included in this kit. Then we have this packet of corn syrup. This is getting me excited because it's so fun to squeeze and knead. I didn't have to go out and buy a bottle of corn syrup to play with this, which I'm very happy about. Also, just to recap, that makes it officially 3 different forms of sugar that have been included in this kit. I'm already learning something about the science of gum. It's not good for your teeth. I'll put the link to this kit in the description below. Let's not forget, it comes with a science manual, a booklet that tells us what to do. This book that comes with the kit is really involved. It gives you highly detailed instructions, a brief history of gum, rules like keeping it clean, the science of chewing, and then it gives you a series of gum recipes. The basic single flavor recipes, and then combinations where you can use different bits of powder and citric acid or powdered sugar to make things like tangy blueberry tart, junkyard gum. What does that mean? Extreme mint, frosty blueberry blast. So that one is mixing the mint and a fruit flavor. It seems like all of these recipes are scaled down so that you're just making like 1 or 2 pieces of gum per recipe so you can play around with it. That's kind of cool. This is gonna take some time. It involves kneading the gum, mixing together things, melting them. So I guess we'll make the 3 basic flavors, but I'll save some dough from each of them so that I can make some swirls as well. Again, this book is really detailed, so I'm not gonna read through all of the instructions. I'm just gonna kind of do the process and let you know what's going on, but I won't be reading this word for word because that will take me until the day that I turn 79 years old, which is tomorrow. I think it's super cool that this toy came with such detailed instructions, but I think after reading through some of them, I get the idea, and it seems like a lot of the flavoring and measurements, things of that nature, are not exact. It's a lot of eyeballing it and doing it to taste. So it said to put the gum pellets in the cup and then cover them with water. That's so the water will heat up and evenly melt the wax or soften the wax. So I'm gonna pop this in the microwave for 15 to 20 seconds. So after just 20 seconds, you can see the gum base is now soft and melty. It's to stir it until it's smooth. Now I'm supposed to add 1 teaspoon of corn syrup. Ooh. Corn syrup is sticky. I'm just sort of mixing the wax and the corn syrup together. It says until it's smooth. It's not readily incorporated, I guess you could say. They kind of want to separate from one another. It's cool enough to touch now. It is really sticky, which is why we are now going to add the confectioner's sugar. Again, we're not being too exact here. Basically, I'm just rolling that whole blob around, trying to pick up as much of the sugar as I can. Instead, I can melt it again in short little bursts if it starts to get too hard to stir. Maybe I'll do that. I heated it up for like another 5 seconds, and now it's starting to turn into real gum consistency. I'm pretty confident we're getting there. For the flavoring, which one should we do? I guess I'm kind of most pumped about watermelon. It's at a 1/2 teaspoon of flavoring. God, it smells just like Four Loko, which is this alcoholic energy drink I used to have in college. It was disgusting. Don't drink, kids. It's not worth it. Now I'm gonna mix that in. Whoops. Just got it all over the place. Now that I've softened it up a little bit again in the microwave, I'm incorporating that watermelon flavoring. Most of the confectioner sugar has been absorbed. I'm now supposed to take more confectioner sugar. And now I'm using that as sort of like the flour that helps me knead this dough. And it says the more you knead it, the chewier it will be. So I'm guessing I'm gonna knead this for probably like 10 minutes. And this is also where I'm gonna add food coloring. So this is gonna be red, I guess, for watermelon. What I'm deducing is that the science of gum is that the dough doing this puts a lot of air in the dough. And that is why when you first chew gum, it's soft, you can bite it. It's because there's air in it. Does that sound about right? I found my food coloring, so let's work some color into this gum. What do you think? So I'm just gonna use a little bit of red gel food coloring. So I'm just gonna fold it in. This part is difficult. Working up a sweat, can you tell? Ooh, that helps. When I roll it like this, the heat of my hand kind of softens it so that it really pulls easier. I can see why they were big on hand washing in the manual, because this would be a great way for a kid to give its whole family E. coli. Cool! We have our first piece of fully formed gum dough in a classic bubblegum pink. This is so exciting. Gotta roll it in the sugar to make sure it's not sticky. It says at this point to taste a piece of the gum so that you know if you should add more flavor or not. First of all, cool, it's definitely gum. Second of all, it needs more flavor. Some more Four Loko watermelon. We've got a real log going. I'm gonna taste it, see where we're at. It's not quite as flavorful or sweet as the store-bought gum, but I think that's sort of like a good thing because there's still a lot of sugar in here, so it just goes to show you commercial gum must be loaded with sugar. So the kind of final step here is to roll it out into sugar and then cut your pieces and wrap those up. Or set the dough aside so that we can mix it with other flavors once we get those going. While we're at this stage, I'm gonna cut off a couple pieces of just plain watermelon, and I'm just gonna use my scissors for that because why not? Okay, so there are our first 2 pieces of watermelon gum. We'll set those aside to cool. And then as for this dough, I'm gonna leave this so that I can use it to make hybrid flavors in a little bit. Same exact process with the blueberry gum, which I'm doing next. I was more generous with the flavoring and I added it before all the corn syrup was absorbed because I think that's gonna make it easier to work with. And now immediately after adding powdered sugar, I'm rolling it out. So now I'm adding a healthy amount of blue food coloring. I'm also gonna now add citric acid to make this sour blueberry. So it said to use about 1/2 teaspoon. Let's go for it. Blue fingers. Call me blue fingers. Hey, what do you know? I got blue fingers now. Call me blue fingers. Blue fingers, the wildest gunslinger in the West. He's making gum with his blue fingers, blue fingers. Getting strong blueberry vibes from this gum right now. Major blueberry aroma happening. This might be the most involved project I've ever done with you guys. What do you think? I'm I'm so glad I have the food coloring because look what a sweet blue color that is. Let's give it a taste to see if we need to add any more sugar or citric acid. Whoops. Definitely get that sour tang in there. I love that. So now I'm gonna roll it out into a log. So now I'm just snipping off a few pieces of blue. I'm gonna roll these guys in a mixture of citric acid and sugar so that they have a sour coating. All right guys, so we have our watermelon and sour blueberry pieces of gum, and then we have the rods of dough. I wanna braid these two flavors together to make a swirl of watermelon and sour blueberries. It sort of wants to come apart, so I'm gonna let it dry for a little bit like this, and that way I can cut it once it's kind of hardened together, hopefully. Now let's jump into the final flavor, mint. That one I think could be left white, because the only other food colorings I have are, oh, green would work for mint, right? I'll use like a tiny bit of green so that it's just a slightly pastel green color. This one feels grittier than the others, maybe because I use so much of the flavoring that it actually was too much. Maybe there's just no way to make this a consistent product because I'm not measuring a single thing. Oh my god, did you see that? This gum flung and then caught my computer and dragged it towards me like total Spider-Man. Couldn't recreate that if I tried to. If I had a group of kids that I was doing this project with, it would be one thing because I could just like get all their little hands into it and everybody's grubby little fingernails would be digging into it. It would be awesome. But it's just me. I don't have the slave labor of children. What do you think of the mint green color though? Let's cut some pieces of mint. And now let's cut some of our swirl pieces with the watermelon and blueberry. Ooh. Cool. These ones are so cute. It's like a little pillow. Now that these other rods have firmed up, they're a little bit easier to cut too, so we get those uniform sort of pillowy shapes. Now, I believe life is no fun unless things get a little weird. So for the grand finale, we're going to wrap the watermelon, sour blueberry, and mint into one love triangle of weird tastes. So same process, I'm just twisting them together. And I think it's gonna look really pretty. After double braiding the tri-colored gum, I'm just sort of rolling it in my hands to make sort of like a marbled ball of gum, just to give some variety to the shapes and color schemes that we're doing here. Gum making is serious business, you guys. Hats off to those brave souls in the gum industry, because Jesus. I'm gonna set these all in the fridge so that they really firm up. That way we can take a good look at them and play with them and then taste them all. I'll be right back. All right, you guys. We made gum! Can you believe it? Look at our bounty. Such massive quantities of gum like I've never seen before. Visually, I really like these braided pieces. Isn't that just the cutest? The ones with all three colors are kind of cool too. A little funky tie-dye action going on there. I think the marbling is kind of fun. And then as for these solid color guys, once I let the dough firm up a little bit and then cut them when they were a little more firm, they at least made these kind of like artisan chiclet shapes, you know? Now let's try each of the flavors. So first up will be the red watermelon. It still has that Four Loko taste, so a very artificial watermelon flavor. Things are gonna get a little tart now with my sour blueberry. Here we go. Ooh! Something happened. There's a lot of sour citric acid in there. Very sour. I have no idea what these mint ones are gonna taste like because I just threw in random amounts of powder and sugar. Still not super minty. Not minty like you would expect Dentine Ice to be or any store-bought mint gum. It kind of tastes more like the mint gum you would get at Starbucks where it's like really natural. Now let's try my favorite visual flavor, which is the sour blueberry and watermelon. Here we go. That one works for me. The unsour watermelon balances the extremely hyper sour blueberry, and they combine to make a surprisingly delightful flavor combination. But now what about the big boss? We got all three colors. Ready? It's a big piece of gum, first of all. The watermelon and the blueberry really kind of overpower the mint that's mixed in there, because again, the mint is very mild compared to what you would be used to from a mint gum. Look what it kind of melds into when I chewed it. I know it's gross to show you my chewed gum, but it makes an interesting color. So all three flavors kind of mix together, not in a bad way, just makes sort of a tutti fruity candy tasting mess. If I were to taste this and not know what any of the three individual flavors were, I would not be able to tell you what was going on in my mouth. And I guess I did an acceptable amount of kneading the dough for all of these because they really have the texture and consistency of store-bought gum. It doesn't taste more chewy or less chewy. Certainly doesn't taste waxy like the gum base alone did. All in all, I feel like I'm really proud of ourselves. We pulled this off. That was easily the most involved, messy, sticky extravaganza we have ever done on my channel. Yes! That was so professional and legit. What did I just say? What do you guys think of our DIY chewing gum? Are you happy with the results, or do you think you could have done better? If so, let me know how in the comments below. Also, let me know which of these two toys you'd like to see me open up and play with next. My own perfumery where we can make our own fragrances, or this create your own makeup lab. Let me know in the comments below which of those you'd like to see next. If you want to see me make even more DIY candy recipes, this is something I've always been interested in, so give me a big thumbs up if you'd like to see more candy making videos. Most importantly, if you're not already subscribed, I would love to have you click that subscribe button to join the crew that helps me put these videos together. We are dangerously close to having 1,000 members of the Nick D crew. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I would love to have you. I will be doing a really cool giveaway once we hit 1,000 subscribers. So tell a friend, share these videos online. Let's keep growing this community of television viewers. As I mentioned earlier, I update my Snapchat and Instagram stories every day, so make sure you're following me on social media. Thank you guys so much for watching and for joining me while we made gum today. You guys are all the greatest. I will see you next time.